There you go, John. And we're back here for game 2 at the 57th Ladies Invitational Bowling Tournament here at Suburban Lakes. And Heather Mclaughlin is bowling her first ball, second, and she leaves her first split of the day. She'd been burying that ball in the pocket pretty well there in game 1, but a little high on the head pin there too.
Yeah, we might start to be getting a little bit of transition. That ball looked pretty good off her hand, but it kind of cornered up a little bit, so bowlers will just need to adjust a little bit.
Carolyn has had this exact same split twice today, and now Heather has had it. She went for the pin count.
Yep, she covered her 2.
Yeah, after the first game scratch, Carolyn had a 143 with handicap. She has a 209. Heather had a 248 scratch, and with handicap it was 275.
Okay, so she's pretty good lead right now, but again with handicap it can be made up real quickly.
Correct.
Left the 4 pin.
Real high, but a really good ball. It was in the pocket. It was thrown well, so just didn't carry, and that's part of the bowling. So she'll try to convert.
Oh, just took a left turn right before it got to the pin. Wow.
Yeah, looked like she might have hung up a little bit in the ball, trying to get it out on the lane. Kind of pop her hand a little sideways and out on the lane a little bit farther than normal.
She does have a late movement on her ball too.
She does.
She?
Yeah.
Okay, Carolyn Hendrickson rolling her second frame of game 2. And she gets a Brooklyn strike. There we go.
Yeah.
That could be the thing that gets her jump started today.
Yeah. Bowling's about momentum, so getting a break like that, maybe jump start and get her going. And
strikes have been hard to come by for her today so far, and that
give her a little motivation.
Absolutely. Yep. Sort of like in basketball, they say if you see the ball go through the hoop.
Yep.
Here, if you see the strike, if you see it, it gets you going. She's trying to stomp the floor to get it to go, but the 10 pin hangs in there solid.
Yep.
2 pins laying close to it,
Yeah.
but neither one of them was able to knock it over.
Got the ball in the pocket, could have been a strike. It was a good shot, so part of bowling is just shooting 10 pins a lot, and you're going to leave them, and you just got to try to convert your spares.
Not your favorite pin to
No,
leave,
it's
right?
not.
But she converts it. So Heather starts out.
Good conversion.
Each bowler's had an open so far in this game, game 2.
And it was in the first frame, so it's
Yes.
a good place to do it.
Yes. You're going to get it out of the way, right? And it looks like Heather found her groove again.
That was a good shot. Looked like she moved a little bit left on that lane, and ball set up real well, and good shot.
Carolyn Hendrickson getting ready to bowl her 3rd frame here. Coming off a strike. Once again, a little high on that head pin, just to the left, but left herself a 6-7-10. one can be picked up, but it's not easy. She gave it a try.
Yeah.
She gave it a try. She got the 6 and 10. Yep. 7.
Yep.
She'll have to come back and fight off that. Another strike would certainly help here for her. Boy, that's 7's wobbling, but it's just not going to go over. She leaves the exact 6, 7, 10 again.
Really, they're pretty good shots. They're just nosing a little bit right at the end, and then she's not getting any breaks and leaving the split. Sometimes you can break those out, but Carolyn's definitely not getting any breaks. But that's part of it. And so she'll try to shoot the 2 here, or try to slide the 6 pin over to the 7.
Ooh, wow. She gave it a college try there, didn't she?
Yep, that was a good shot. Could have been.
Not much better you can do. Unfortunately, she leaves herself another open. If Heather's back on her game, that could spell some trouble. Four-step approach by Heather. And another strike. So it's 2 in a row.
Good shot, solid in the pocket. So gets her back on track after the open frame in the first.
Yes. Going for her turkey here. She was a little high there too. She kicked the 7 out though and left the 6-10. So she'll try to avert an open here.
Got a good break getting out of the split. Looks like a little left coming off of her hand, but she'll try to convert the spare here and fill the frame.
Converts the spare. So Heather starts out, finishes up with strike, spare in her last 3 frames. I want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Jim and Jeremy Letter at Jim Letter's Body Shop, J&F Construction, Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe, and A&E Fire and Safety Services, and Kim Stamper at Lulu's Kitchen on Marion Road. Carolyn Hendrickson's going to try to right the ship here. After her strike, she had back-to-back opens. That's a recipe for disaster for her. Oh, boy, as you mentioned, Mitch, not getting any breaks. That was a pretty good ball right there.
Now, she made a ball change, so she went to a urethane ball, which basically rolls a little bit more even, and that way she's not snapping the ball into the head pin, and she's going to try to get into the pocket a little bit more, but that was a good first shot and didn't carry, so she'll try to convert the 10 pin. And
the unfriendly 10 pin.
A little bit left. She just pulled it on the spare, so she's going to try to get back in the pocket. And looks like it should be a good ball change. She won't quite get as much snap on the end, so.
And when you get in these situations, you just start kind of second guessing yourself a little bit, or
you realize that what you're using maybe is not working real well. So now you're going to try to make something work, and sometimes it does, sometimes it's not. But you just need to change because you know what you've got with the start out, what's not going to work.
I think she's disgusted with the pins right now. She's not getting.
A little high, but no splits, so she's going to try to convert this. And sometimes it takes a couple frames with a new ball to get settled in or get it to react the way you want to. So,
Get used to throwing it too.
yep. Yeah, good shot.
And she picks that one up. You're right. There's not as much movement at the end of the ball.
No.
At the end of right before it gets to the pins.
Yeah, the urethane balls aren't quite as aggressive as the reactive surface balls, and she was getting a little bit of snap. So, like I said, she's not going well with the first ball, so you just got to try to do something to get your scores up. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you just need to make a change. So
now, is there any, like in a lot of sports, there's rules on what you can have with balls, like the material they're used, or is there any restriction on a bowling ball, or is it just the weight?
No, they do have a hardness rule, but all the ball manufacturers stay within those hardness rules. So everything that's manufactured is basically allowed to be used.
Okay. Oh, another Brooklyn shot for her. Yeah.
It's a little less. She's
kind of liking that.
Yeah,
that
was definitely pulled,
Yeah.
but got a good break and strike. It counts just as much as a good one. So.
Well, and it makes a difference, I think, when you hit on that Brooklyn side, whether the ball is moving away or whether the ball is coming in a little more solid.
Correct.
Yeah, you're gonna get more pin action. If it's going away, you might leave those right side.
Yeah, it usually needs to be solid on the Brooklyn side to strike. Not always, but more or less.
And then she's solid on the other side and leaves the 10 pin.
Yeah.
That's the craziness of bowling, right?
And that's part of bowling. The ball could have carried, not carried. Right about now, she might be getting a little bit of transition, which means the ball's not breaking as hard on the back end. And she'll try to make that adjustment and get more solid in the pocket. But
is that partially due to the oil change?
Yeah, you get a little bit of oil. As you bowl, the oil carries down the lane a little bit, and you don't get quite as good what we call back ends or hook into the pocket. So she'll try to make that adjustment, and she'll be fine.
Nice conversion there on the 10 pin.
Yep.
And we want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Isaac King and Dylan Watt at McKeever & Associates Engineering and Surveying, Gary and Judy McKee at Quality Printing at 214 West Liberty Street in Bucyrus, Todd Nye at Todd Nye Builders since 1946, Martin Bernhardt at Mike's Roofing, 562-5752, and the Kimmerline family at Bucyrus Road Materials since 1939. And that'll pick up Carolyn's spirits a little bit. A strike on lane 10.
Good shot. You can tell the ball wasn't quite hooking on the end as much, which set up in the pocket, and that was a perfect strike.
And a strike on top of a spare.
Yep.
That's got to rejuvenate her a little bit mentally. Another strike. That time she did get some pin action because the 10 or the 7 pin looked like it wanted to stay, but it got undercut. So back-to-back strikes. I think that's probably the first time for her today to get a double. So
first double, light in the pocket, shook him out, and she needed that. So that'll help her confidence, and she'll try to build on that.
Put a little bit of pressure on Heather now. Oh, nice strike. Looked like it could have been a little high on the head pin, but you got good pin action out of that.
A little bit high, but the 4 went out. Pretty solid in the pocket, though.
Heather lines up on lane 9. Lisa's. And again, solid in the pocket. Really good pin action there. Yeah.
Really good shot for a double.
So that was a good answer. Carolyn's double there, wasn't it? Yes. I want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Bob Goyer and everyone at Kingston Place in Marion, Dwayne Watts and Doug Fote at Watts House of Insurance. So Carolyn Hendrickson wants to see if she can keep this hot streak going that she has. Spare strike, strike. You just couldn't get that 7-pin out of there.
Good shot, could have carried.
It was.
But,
it looks like since the ball change, she's getting it more solidly in the pocket now.
yeah, it's a little bit less hook. Stays in you a little bit longer, and definitely eliminates the ball from hooking high as much.
Oh! Still took a little bit of a left turn there, didn't it?
Shake it off.
Yeah.
So she leaves the 7-pin.
You can tell she's nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's to be expected.
It is. Yeah. A little high on the Brooklyn side.
A little bit high, but no split. But not an easy spare, so she'll try to convert this. And
That's 3-6. What is that? 9-10.
yes.
Or 8-10.
Yeah. 3-6, 9-10.
9-10. Okay. I couldn't see that back pin there.
Left the 9, that's hard to cover.
Yes.
So.
She took out the 3-6-10, but it's and the ball kicks and doesn't carry that
Yeah.
9-pin. So Heather Mclaughlin getting ready to finish up on her 10th frame here in game 2. And another strike.
Excellent shot, right in the pocket. Right where
Once she finds that groove, she
Lined up.
is, yeah, she's right there.
and she can shoot 227 with 2 strikes, and those are 2 good games.
Yes.
Excellent shot.
Yeah. And you think about it, that's with an open.
Yeah.
That's with an open frame, so wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice recovery.
Yeah.
4 strikes in a row. Wow. What a strong finish in game 2 for Heather Mclaughlin. She finishes at 227 scratch
254 handicap.
and 254 with her handicap. So building a pretty commanding lead here through 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carolyn's getting 39 pins, the difference between their handicaps, and Heather's definitely bowling well. And,
Yes. Yes.
You're having in the 230s scratch.
Yeah.
That's bowling well.
Yep. We'll be back with game 3 in just a few minutes.